Just your average everyday trucker, keeping it real. I'm your host, Chris Blodgett, and you're listening to Real Talk Tuesday. Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. This is episode 76. So, once again, guys, welcome. Appreciate you being here. If you're new to this podcast, my name is Chris. I am your host. Usually what we do for the Blodgett Show is Tuesdays are Real Talk Tuesdays, and then as a aspiring author, I don't have any books written yet. So I have I have a current open project, and then I have a bunch of little stories that if you go back through the last 2 months of the episodes for the show, you'll see Storytime Fridays. Those are basically stories that are written by myself, deliberately, intentionally for the Blodgett Show podcast. But of course, I've had a lot going on the past couple of weeks, so I've had some struggles or whatever. So of course, it's been a minute since I've gotten a Storytime Friday episode posted. There was at least almost 2 weeks where I had no Real Talk Tuesday. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things and try to at least get these Real Talk Tuesday episodes recorded and uploaded for you guys. And then pretty soon I'll be getting back, working on it, trying to get the stories written and stuff, so I can actually, get some Storytime Friday episodes on. Heck, I've even thought recently about how, because I know my wife she's done some stories. I don't know if she's done a lot, but I know there's been some stories that she's written, on her computer and whatnot. And so I was half tempted to basically, as my wife, my co-host, and my partner, and all that fun stuff. I was very, I wouldn't say tempted, but I kind of leaned towards, maybe offered for her to be like, hey, you want to, would you be up for writing a story and sending her the app that I use to record these episodes, and be like, if you write a story, if you'll record yourself reading that story, I'll have that be one of the Storytime Friday episodes, for the Blodgett Show. And that might go that route. And the reason why I thought about that was mainly because I think, let's see, what was it? Try to recall exactly at the moment or whatever. It was a Facebook reel that she sent me where the husband, it's like the husband and wife. The husband basically turns the camera towards himself. You guys, if you saw this, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, you obviously be like, it's not that interesting. But the husband, starts the video and he turns the camera towards himself. He goes, "Hey, I'm the husband," and I'm very grateful for my wife. And then he turns the camera to her or something. I don't even remember exactly what he said, but I was just kind of throwing that out there because, I always say, "Hey, I'm the husband," and then it was like some statement that he made or whatever. And then he turns the camera to his wife, and she was, "Hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm the wife." And then she makes it like an inappropriate, comment, like something like, and I when my husband comes in and just ravages me. It's like, and then of course he gets back a camera, or he lowers the camera to the ground. Of course, like, honey, we talked about this. We practiced this. What the heck? Oh, I'm sorry, love. Okay, let's try again. Hey, I'm the husband. And I'm grateful for such for my wife or whatever. And turn the camera back to him, and again, another comment about like, "Hey, I don't even have to say much. You guys probably know what I'm talking about." Basically, she's just like, "My favorite thing is, my favorite kind of breakfast in bed is when my husband is blah blah blah." And I don't have to, so I'm not gonna go into detail because you guys can probably get the point. But again, he's like, honey, seriously, what the hell? Sorry. And there's laughter, and then of course the video ends after that. I'm like, yeah, that was totally like, she did it on purpose. But, so, my wife sent me that, I think it was a Facebook reel, it may have been on TikTok, I'm not sure. But she goes, "Is this why I'm not on the podcast?" Because I said, maybe. Although, I have no problem with her being on the podcast, Like, I would totally team up with her if she wanted to come on and have some topics for Real Talk Tuesdays, or have some stories for Friday. Yeah, I'd do it. Mainly because as partners, it would make things easier on me anyway as the host, because I'd be able to say, "All right, cool, we have a story for Friday, or we already have a topic to cover for Tuesday, and we've already done it. I don't have to worry about it myself." Because that's part of my stress some weeks when I'd be on my days off, and I'd be trying to set aside a couple hours to get on the computer and work on the writing, because I want to get the stories for you guys. But lately, it's like I'll admit it's lacking. So I've been working on getting back in there. But so the do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. And one of the things that will also go with that is, I like to always say that we gotta always hold on to hope. Now, if you have a girlfriend or a wife or whatever that's named Hope, then yes, you do have to hold on to them too. But I'm talking about hope as in, keep hope. Keep hoping for, keep dreaming, keep dreams alive, keep pushing forward towards what you want in life and stuff. Don't just, because there's too many people out there. I know a lot of them. I've had friends quite a bit that basically would argue that the best way to get ahead, to eventually make it in life, is just go get a regular job. Get paid by the hour, start the ground floor, and just work hard, and eventually you'll move up the chain. You eventually become a manager, and eventually just be able to retire and get a pension. And that's there's nothing wrong with that. There's definitely nothing wrong with with going that route. The only problem for me is, like, if I had gone that route back when I way before I started trucking, I'd probably be further along in that type of job. But like right now, I wouldn't want to do it because I'd be literally starting over, and most of them don't pay anywhere close to what I'm making doing what I do. So it's like, I would hate that. I'm always about, one of the other things that I'm always talking about, that I always quote with you guys, is moving forward all the time. Moving forward always, like always forward, never backwards. And that could be anything, like your relationship, your job, your health. For me, especially with my health, and but especially with my job, for sure, like my income. Because when I was with, ever since I came over to FedEx, I was at first with a company. First when I did the home delivery side, that company's no longer around. They sold their company. But then I went over to the trucking side, and I was with a company called Hope Transport. And so I went from like making $900 a week to making like $1,100, $1,150, $1,200, something like that. And I did that. I was with them for about 2 years. So it wasn't a bad job. It was interesting. But it wasn't bad. I enjoyed working over there. For the guy I worked with was a guy named Chris. Another guy named Chris. What can I say, guys? Very common name. But I did that. I was with them for about 2 years, and things were going pretty good. But then, they changed some of the loads. So, there's at least 2 loads every day that I would pick up in Laverne, Tennessee. That would normally take back to Mount Juliet. But then, for a little while, they started having us take those to Murfreesboro. And then FedEx was only paying us from Laverne to Murfreesboro, which was less miles. But for me, it was more miles. It was going from Mount Juliet to Laverne, picking up the load, taking it to Murfreesboro, and then having to go from Murfreesboro all the way back to Mount Juliet. And then I would do my next couple runs, and then I would do my last run. That was basically going back to Laverne, and then taking that one to Murfreesboro again. And then all the way back to Mount Juliet, so I was putting in an extra a couple hundred miles a week, probably an extra 400 miles a week, and I was working longer. And it was interesting because me and that manager were butting heads because it was always, I was like, Chris, and the paycheck went down. That's another thing too. I went backwards in pay, and I was arguing saying Chris, this isn't gonna work because I'm working longer hours than everyone else. He's like, yeah, but you come in later than everyone else. I'm like, yeah, but half an hour. I was coming in at 1:30. They were coming in at 1. But they would work a 6-hour day, get off at 7. I was working till 11 o'clock because of the longer loads. So to be working longer hours and more miles, and getting done, getting back, and getting ready to head home at midnight, and then taking the pay cut. I was like, they worked with me for about a month. The boss above my manager actually they ended up giving me a $200 bonus at one point throughout that month because they're like, well, we're trying to see what we can do to make it up to you because we understand, it's a pay cut. We're like, yeah. I was like, yeah, we got to do something because I went from taking home $1,100 to taking home $900. And I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks because now I'm not even clearing 1,000. This really sucks. So I did that for about a month with them telling me, just hang in there with us, hang in there, and I'm like, all right. But I was like, it sucks, but I'll do it. I was like, I'm loyal to you guys. I've been with you guys 2 years. I really don't want to leave. But then after about a month, basically I got the call from my manager basically telling me, yeah, there's nothing we can do. We just have to do those runs. FedEx is paying us less on them, so that's why your pay went down. And I'm like, well, then if you guys can't do anything, then I guess I have orientation with another contractor on Friday. He's like, oh, you're leaving? I was like, Chris, I've told you all this time that I will not go backwards in pay. I was like, I will not. Bear with me, guys. Just checking in really quick on the app. I don't know if you guys are on Swarm or not. It's one of those apps a lot of truckers use when we're going to different truck stops, state lines and whatnot. You check in, do a little check in or whatever. It's pretty cool, but so yeah, I told my manager that I was like, yeah, this doesn't work. I'm not going to go backwards in pay. That's the wrong direction. If I'm going to leave and move on, it's going to be to take a job that's better. He's like, well, shit. Well, I really hate to see you go. I'm like, huh? I was like, any chance you guys can figure out the pay? Because that's kind of where we're at right now. He's like, no, I'm sorry, man. All right, well, I appreciate everything you've done, and I actually had 2 weeks of PTO, or 2 weeks of 2 weeks of vacation time pretty much saved up because I had just passed my 2-year mark, and so you get 1 week after a year, and you get 2 weeks after 2 years. Love the vacation benefits. That was pretty awesome. When I did my first year, then I took a week and a half off, so I had half a week of unpaid, and then I had a week of paid time off or whatever. So that was awesome. But had to do what I had to do. So then I was over at the next contractor for about a year. until they decided to start putting these. They decided to start putting these AI tracking cameras into the trucks, where like if you look away from the, like if you look in your mirror, it would ding. You looked away from the road. Scratch your face or whatever. Oh, you took a hand off the wheel. You yawned. Oh, you're tired. You were getting penalized. Like it was counting points against you. And I started hearing about them putting these cameras in there, and I was like, yeah, no. I was like it's one thing to be in a truck or out here working and having because we have cameras in the trucks. So like there's front facing that faces out to the street or out to the highway in front of us, and then there's cameras that are facing us in the truck. It's one thing to have cameras facing you like that aren't like tracking your every movement and reporting everything, you know. Like if, from my understanding, if something happens, that's when they like if like get into an accident or something, then they'll go and review the camera. But otherwise, there's nobody's actually actively sitting there watching every move you make. Going, oh yeah, he did this. So as long as you're not getting in trouble, then you're fine, you know. But so I left there and came over here, and even with all the crap going on with my job, where my load was switched to a morning run, and so I've been doing this random fill-in bullshit, you know, at night because he wants to keep me on night runs. So, oh, you're one of my night drivers. I'm gonna keep you on nights. Like I'm gonna try to get you on the Northern Kentucky run, and you know that should be a permanent run, but it hasn't started yet. All right. So right now it's like Knoxville, Kodak, or like tonight I'm doing a double load down and back to Huntsville. Good miles, you know. When I heard about it, I was like, it's like 130 miles down, 130 miles back. So you figure 260 miles, doubled. So 520 miles for tonight, plus all the different hookups. So I ain't complaining. You know, I'm doing it. You know, it's like when I went out Friday night this past week. I basically was on standby all night on a Friday, and was literally 10 o'clock at night was told, oh yeah, because I was all dressed, ready to go, like getting ready for them to let me know, hey, go ahead and head to Nashville, they got something for you. All right, cool. But wait at 10 o'clock, wasn't getting any response from my boss, so I called Nashville. They were basically like, yeah, we don't have anything, you know. I'm like, okay, so, thanks anyway, you know. So I went upstairs and changed out of my FedEx gear back into my comfy stuff. Threw a couple of Guinness beers on ice to get them cold really fast, and you know, we're eating dinner with fam, whatever, and you know, the wife and I were watching. We're working our way through a series called The Rookie. Really good series if you guys haven't watched it yet, you know. But we got maybe like half an hour into that. It was like 10:40, 10:45, almost 11 o'clock when I missed a call from Lebanon FedEx Line Lines. I was like, okay, well shit, you know. Thankfully, I hadn't like the beers were like cold enough yet, so I hadn't had anything to drink at that point. So then I got a text from my boss like, oh yeah, they're sending you Lebanon. So they copy that. You know, I called Lebanon. I'm like, yeah, I'm told that you guys are gonna have me do something. What's up? They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have you do a couple shuttles, and then we're gonna have a Huntsville run for you at 3 o'clock. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking like, well, crap. Like Huntsville is a 2-hour trip each direction. So if I leave at 3, that means I'm not gonna get down to Huntsville until like 5-ish, and then that means I won't get back up there until like 7:30 or whatever. Back to Nashville. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be up all fucking night. This sucks. And normally, when it gets really late, by that point, after they tell me we don't have anything for it, that's usually a point where I'm a dick, and I'm like, at that point, I've set my phone off to the side so I basically can act like, oh yeah, if they called, I never got their call because they told me they didn't have anything. But since I was near the phone, I saw that they called. I've already missed too many days and had too many small checks the past couple weeks because of all this crap. I went ahead and figured, well, I'm gonna take what work I get. So I took the call and I went out there and did it. I'm one of those where I don't really do coffee very often, but lately I kind of got back into it a little bit. Not coffee per se, but those little cappuccinos out of the little machines at the gas stations, you know, where it's already pre-mixed, like hazelnut, like French vanilla, cappuccino, whatever. And And then of course I got hot chocolate, whatever. So I got the load. Actually, I got the first load on Saturday night or Friday night, which is going to Murfreesboro. And on my way out, I stopped at Love's. I went in and grabbed a cappuccino and hit the road. Went to Murfreesboro, got loaded, coming back to Lebanon. Dropped the load in Lebanon, and then was parked in front of the trailer, in front of the load that was going to Huntsville, and was waiting on that one to finish getting loaded so I could take off with it. So I think I got parked. I think I got home actually like 9ish, and I went grabbed something to eat really quick, and I got to bed probably by like 10. I set my alarm for like 5:40. And I woke up and had a text message at like 3 o'clock from my boss saying, "Oh, the Farina run they have another one tonight, so we're actually doing that one at 6." And I was like, "Well, I'll get there like 6:30, 6:40 because I won't have hours back until around that time." So he was like, "Copy that." But I was like, "I'll come in as soon as I can, though." So literally, I got up, got dressed, grabbed a pack of Pop-Tarts because it's something quick that I could just grab and go. So it's like I got home, ate, went to sleep, got up, grabbed Pop-Tarts, got ready to go and took off again. And it was like I didn't really feel like I'd actually had time off. It was more like I went home, probably got like 6 or 7 hours of sleep. Maybe, and then got back to the truck and whatever. It's like, it's like it was a fun night, So, but part of the inspiration for this topic though is like, for those of you that like, if you've seen the podcast website, blogdashowpodcast.com. I almost said blogdashowpodcast.com. That's only because I actually I think I actually ended up getting that. That is a domain I actually do have, but for some reason where my hosting is, I was having trouble getting it transferred, so I ended up basically creating a new account or whatever and getting my website actually like created. I needed to have a domain that wasn't their generic domain. And so it was like, "Hey, do you want blogdashow.com for like $15 for the year?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So went ahead and did it. But for those of you who've seen the website, blogdashow.com/promotions. That's where I've anything that like ways for people to like make a little bit on the side or whatever, little side gigs or a little like one of them that's on there is the Sophie promotions. Sophie is a online bank that they are actually opening up actual branches. Right now they're mostly online, but they do have checking, savings. They have investments you can do. You can actually set your account up as a joint account, have a joint account holder on there. You can have checks. So really, I'm actually really happy with them. I've been with them for probably like a few months. It's been a little bit. It's been at least a couple months. And I've been pretty much enjoying them. I actually love my card with my Cash App better than the Sophie card, because I had literally when I was using Cash App as my main bank, I had a fancy metal card, which I still have it. I just don't use Cash App as often. But I like the perks that go along with Sophie a little bit more. So there's some links on there as far as like creating a checking and savings account and getting if you're a new customer, it's like you get a $25 bonus, and then if you give other people your link and they sign up for a free account, you make $75 and they make $25. And then there's one for the sign up with an investment account. And this is after you like fund your account like $10. You add $10 into your checking account, and then you get the bonus. And so the investment one, it's the same thing. You fund your account with like $10, and they give you like $50, I believe. It's like 25. It might be like 25 when you're a brand new customer. They give you that bonus. But if you're bringing people in that sign up with your link, it's like $50. So pretty cool stuff. And then of course I'm doing some, a couple other things on the side. That one of them is like, it's like literally the way it's best described in the video where I was first told about it was basically post ads and make money. It was like, Pam, post ads and make money. It's that simple. Copy and paste ads. Well, all right. So I'm checking it out. They got all these different sites, and all these different resources for you to use to get your site out there and stuff. You basically make $100 per sale. It's like $129 to come in. So I got to get that link on my promotions section of the Blodgett Show website. But if you're able to write it down just by hearing it and stuff, it's pretty cool stuff. It's a very, very cool video. So if you go to copyandpasteads.com/cblodgett, copyandpasteads.com/cblodgett. Watch that video and see what you think. And of course, you guys have my way to contact me on the website. Just a little contact button, or send me an email at blodgettshowpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or whatever, I would do my best to answer. I'll admit, like, I'm new. My person that brought me in told me about it, that she was talking to the guy that brought her, and she hadn't come in yet. But she was asking him, because she and I are both online entrepreneurs, aspiring independent entrepreneurs wanting to not have to worry about doing a daily grind like a regular job, permanently and stuff. We want to actually be able to, work from home permanently and stuff. And so she had asked this guy that she knows that has like 10,000 followers on this page, makes a lot of money on the stuff he does. She was like, hey, what do you do? Like, what out of all the things you do, what makes you the most money? Because I'm looking for something that's pretty easy, something that I don't have to necessarily build a team for, but something that I can make decent money with. And he was like, he sent her this copy and paste ads and said, this is it. Like, it's really easy. You don't even have to, like, you set it and forget it. Like, you just post in different areas, a little pre-written ads or whatever. There's ones for Craigslist, but I'll admit, like, I haven't figured that one out yet, because I tried to copy and paste one, and my Craigslist account is currently on hold. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to go, or I might have to do a new one, new account with a different email address. But I spent most of my 2 days off trying to find sites to post to. I think I probably got like 2 or 3. I probably got like at least 2 active ads online that I haven't, I don't know how busy those sites are, because I haven't made anything with those ads. So I'm still working on it. But I told my sponsor that I was like, can we find out what your sponsor Carlos does? Like, can he direct us to where we can actually post and actually have results? As I said, I'm serious about you making this work, but I'm clueless. So I was like, need help? She said, yeah, absolutely. I'll try to talk to him, because she wants to start earning with it too. She's done less work than me for the moment. Like, she hasn't posted anywhere online about it. She's just sharing her stories, doing an occasional post on her page. But it's all, that's that. And to not go too much into that, because I'm not really wanting to give out a lot of information on that. I mainly was using that as an example where, for instance, like, I had, my wife had a doctor's appointment today. And so initially she'd asked, like, so do you want to go with me? It's at 2:45. And back when she asked me, I thought I was switching to mornings, because I thought I was going to stay on the run I was hired with, the Farina, Illinois run. So I thought, well, I'll go with you if I'm not working, but if I'm working mornings, I may not be here. I may actually be out there on the road, but I was left on nights. So I was like, I told her last night, I was like, yeah, I'll probably be able to go with you, because I was like, I'm not, working days, I'm working nights, so I'll be around. I was like, the only factor might be if I work at 5, by 5 or 6, then we have to get back here pretty quick, but I'll probably be working like 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock, so I ain't too worried about it. But when we were on our way down, we were talking about finances, and I told her, I was like, yeah, you've seen what I've been posting in my stories at night, right? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, part of that is because I'm not a team builder. I'm not out there heavily like, hey guys, join me, come on. Like, there's a lot of people that I know that, I used to be able to build a team. Haven't been able to for a while, because the things that I was part of, where we did actually make money for a while, but then they collapsed and went under. So I haven't actually, I focus more on the passive stuff, things that do still have to put a little bit of work in, but you're not having to you're not getting paid by bringing in 10,000 people and getting paid $10 on each person, and all that stuff. So I'm all about trying, making that money, but and building towards the life that I want, but not having to, but I'll admit, guys, especially those of you, if you're out here like me, like a professional driver, you guys, you know damn well how we just don't have, especially the days we're working, we just don't have the spare time, so that's why on my days off, I was digging deep and I was visiting all these different recommended sites or whatever, and trying to see if I could get ads posted and I was trying to do what I had to do. And so far I'm still working on it. Just like I told the wife about it. And I was like, I do want to bring you guys in. I want to find something that I can do that works, that brings in the income I need to, at least either at the very minimum, eventually I want to replace what I'm currently doing and be able to full-time work from home doing other stuff. But I said I want to bring the wife and the kids in as well, so they could start doing something and earning money on the side as well, because I know, hey, extra money on the side for everybody would help. Like my 16-year-old would actually love being able to have a little side gig where she's bringing in money. She's not having to go work a job. Well, she wants to go work a job. But I've been wanting to help set them up, the whole fam, for a while. I just haven't been connected with anything that, I was like, so I'm not gonna actively post on something if I'm not 100% certain about it. And even though I know that my sponsor, the person that brought her in, yeah, he's doing really well, and he's been helpful to her, and she's been sharing information with me. But we're also trying to find out, okay, can you tell us what sites he recommends? And right now, what we're basically being told is, well, everything's in the training on the site, on your back office. I'm like, okay, I hear you, and I'm going through that, but I'm looking through the sites, but I'm not finding anything. There's a lot of sites where, yeah, you can post a job, work from home job, but it's you got to pay for it. It's like $35. The one I tried to do on Craigslist, it was like $5. But then, when I realized my account was on hold, I messaged them the next day and said, yeah, my account's on hold. Is there something I can do? They're like, can you send us the information you have about the company you're advertising? And I'm like, oh, sure, okay. Send it to them. I haven't heard anything back. So I'm like, I'm thinking and I don't use Craigslist very much at all. I don't even really buy off Craigslist. But, would love to be able to know kind of a really good ad that I could use that wouldn't get flagged, and that I could put on there and then get traffic, because that's the whole thing. You want to get eyes on your opportunity, because the more eyeballs you have on what you're offering, the more likely you are to have sales. So, but the whole point of why I'm talking about this is mainly always got to keep holding on to hope, because when I signed up and became decided to move forward with that business, really didn't have a whole lot. One of the things I told you guys in the Real Talk Tuesday or whatever, actually might have been before that. So my check last week was a little over $200. And the reason for that was because I was told by my boss about 6 months prior that that at our 1 year mark that we would get vacation and 1 week vacation and 1 week of 1 week PTO, 1 week of vacation. And I hit my 1 year around the time that me and my daughter were going to Oklahoma to see my parents. And so, apologies guys, bear with me for a second. I know I'm getting close. I'm actually not too far away. I'm probably 10 or 15 minutes out from the location I'm going to, the FedEx hub. I'm dropping these trailers, or one of them at least. So I am basically loading up my Google Maps and putting in the address. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just put it into Google Maps. It's like, you're 10 miles out. Like, yep, I figured. I started seeing signs that kind of lead. I was like, oh yeah, familiar signs where you're like, oh crap, I better. I better go ahead and make sure that I'm going, that I don't miss it or whatever. But so it's all about hope, guys. Hope. Like what I was saying, like I made a little over $200, and I did the 129 to join the business, and sorry about the random pauses. When you get to that point where like you can still talk on Bluetooth, but then if you have Google Maps going, it'll still talk in your ear, while you're actually doing it, So like you'll be in the middle of a sentence, all of a sudden it'll be like, take the next exit. All of a sudden you kind of get distracted, like, oh crap, okay, here we go. So yeah, gonna be a late night for sure. It's like 12:40 right now, and I'm 10 minutes away. I gotta go to 2 different hubs down here. Drop the back trailer at the first one, the front trailer at the next one. Probably set up a set of empty doubles. Going back towards Nashville. I wish I was doing singles because I'd be like so much less time, but loaded doubles coming down. Probably gonna be 2 empty trailers going back. And then I got to come back down here one more time and go back to Nashville. So probably at least, I'm thinking like 6:30, 7 o'clock when I get done. Kind of sucks, but hey, at least I'd rather be busy than have the night off. So, but at the time when I got paid, I was like one of those where I'm like, I technically could not afford it to do the 129 to go ahead and get involved in the business. But I thought, but if I pay the 129 and I can figure out where to post and how, like what to do, because you know what they say, that one of the things one of the quotes out there that I always hear that I love is, if you want to if you want to have a certain type of results, like you want to have a certain type of lifestyle, find somebody that has the results that you're looking for and do what they do. I'm gonna say that one more time for everybody in the back row. If you want to have if there's something that you want in life, as far as a certain type of lifestyle, a certain type of income, find somebody that has the results that you're looking for, or the lifestyle that you're after, and do what they do. Basically, you don't want to surround, and they also say like you are the combination of the 10 people you hang out with, or that you surround yourself with. And so I have friends in the past that I would not necessarily friends, but I would know people that their closest friends are all people that aren't really going anywhere too much. Like they might drink and do drugs and hang out and party and whatnot, but they're always broke, and they're always talking about that they wish things were better. That, oh man, I'm so broke. Man, this money troubles really sucks. And of course, but they're not connecting or surrounding themselves with anybody that actually, that actually has the kind of lifestyle they're after. So it's all about you find somebody that's succeeding and doing what they're doing, and it's something that you want to do too. And so that's why in this business, I'm reaching out to my sponsors, she's reaching out to hers. Because I was like, if we could figure out what works and figure out what to do, and we start bringing those $100 commission payments in, then that basically then I could turn around and I could bring my wife and my kids in. And I would be able to then, share or mentor them, like, all right, go to these sites, do this, post like this, do that, because I want to be certain that, okay, it works, I'm actually making money with it, and then bring them in and help them do the same thing. So, but you wanna surround yourself with people that are gonna challenge you, that are gonna lift you up, that are gonna motivate. Because if you're broke and you're only surrounding yourself hanging out with other people that are broke, that never have money or whatever, then basically you're probably always gonna, always be that way. Sad to say. I mean, you may not, but typically that's how it works. And so the people that surround themselves with people that are actually a little bit better off than them, it's kind of, I mean, yeah, it can be depressing, but it's also an inspiration to them, because they can, like, they're motivated to actually get to where that, their friends and stuff are, the successful friends. They want to actually make it there and have the same, same money, the same freedom, whatever, that they probably wouldn't have had if they hadn't been motivated to do it. Just had to look up the load I'm doing and make sure that I'm going to the correct address, because I was like, I'm pretty sure. So, but then that comes back to the other part of the topic for tonight. Basically, do what we got to do until we can do what we want to do. So yeah, I might have to chug this cappuccino I got, because I kind of wondered when I was filling up the cup. I thought it looked really watery. Like, I mean, the color of it kind of threw me off a little bit, mainly because it was really, really, really white, and I was like, I'm thinking, like, well, cappuccino should be at least part coffee, so it should be a little bit dark, like not dark, but a little bit of a brown tint. And then, so I went ahead, filled them up, added some hot chocolate to it, and I just took a sip, and it was like, it's very, very watery. Like, doesn't really have a whole lot of flavor like what I got at Love's, so I'm like kind of disappointed. I mean, it does have a little bit of the flavor, so I might go ahead and I might do it anyway. But I don't even know if it has caffeine, and it's like, it's mostly water with the French vanilla flavoring, So, but you do what we have to do until you can do what you want to do. I like to come out here, look at myself as like, I'm coming out here, taking it week by week, or day by day, week by week, one foot in front of the other, and doing what I have to do every week, making those paychecks, continuing to do these episodes in the podcast, continue to put the Patreon, information out there for you guys if anybody wants to support the podcast, which again, if you go to blogtheshow.com/support, it'll take you to the Patreon account where you can donate to the show for as little as $1 per month. Or there's options to do a one-time donation in any amount. Like, there's set amounts that you can choose, or you can pick one. Like, hey, I want to do like $3. All right, cool. But part of that is, I'm out here doing what I gotta do. Like, I don't know. I know that within the next probably at least minimum 2 years, maximum is my plan. Maximum would be like 5 years. As far as like me being able to retire and get myself out of here and stuff. But that won't happen if I, just basically just go work my job and, not not actually make any attempts to try to do anything else. Like try to get something else set up on the side, try to get this podcast fully off the ground, and, actually start being successful at the side gig, working the side business and whatnot. It's like that's why I told the wife, I was like, I'm serious about not having to do what I do permanently. I'd like to get out of here and actually not have to go work, because these nights really, I love what I do, but working these nights really sucks. Especially when it's working all night, get back at 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's like, wow, man. I go to bed and I get up and go back to work the next night or that night or whatever, and I'm like, man, I'm tired. Don't get me wrong, I'm a night owl, but I like to be up late till 3 or 4 in the morning. And then sleep until noon, especially because I work nights. That's kind of my routine, sleep until noon, 2 o'clock, whatever, and be ready to come out here and do it again. But if I could actually support myself financially, myself and my fam anyway, and not have to come out here and kill myself on the truck, then I would do it. I mean, how many of you guys out there, if you had an option to not have to work your regular job and you can still actually afford to live the way you want to live, how many of you guys would do it? So on that note, guys, we got to keep pushing forward, doing. And here goes the quotes that I always like to give you. We gotta push forward, do what we gotta do what you have to do, until you can do what you want to do. Keep being positive, keep believing, keep pushing forward, never quit, and hold on to the hope, keep dreaming, because I know sometimes people like parents or whatever will try to tell you, oh yeah, you're back, it's just you're totally just dreaming, oh man. And it's there's nothing wrong with keeping the dreams alive and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. And it makes much more sense for somebody to dream about a better life than it does for somebody who just goes to work day in and day out, and they're depressed, and they might contemplate hurting themselves because they're like, what's the point? Life's never gonna get any better. It's don't think that way. Things will be good. I'll admit I am really disappointed. I was looking forward to this cappuccino, and I'm kind of bummed because I was like, man. I mean, it's not expensive. It's probably I don't know. It's probably $2 or something, $2.50 for the cappuccino. So I got a large. Maybe it's $3 because I got a pack of king size Reese's peanut butter cups that actually have Reese's Puffs in the cup. I've never seen those. Those are pretty good. So I got those, and the cappuccino ended up being $5. And now I'm like, man, I was really looking forward to having that cappuccino. I should have gone to Pilot. I went pulled into a Pilot, and it was such a small Pilot. There's trucks parked everywhere. I pulled in, goes, yeah, there's nowhere I'm gonna be able to pull off to the sides and run in and grab a cappuccino really quick. And won't be able to really easily get in there. I would have had to wait probably at least half an hour to be able to even just get to a fuel pump so I could run in really quick. But there was a little Shell station that had truck parking across the street that was wide open, so I went over there, hit the bathroom, and went to go get the cappuccino, and was like, oh crap. So I might still try to drink it or whatever, but otherwise I ain't gonna worry about it, But we gotta keep pushing forward, guys. We gotta keep trying no matter what. We gotta keep just decide, have a dream for what you want your life to be like, where you want to be, what you want to do. Whether it's maybe you just want to work your job and you want to work your way up to management, do it. Go for it. Maybe you want to have a business, a brick and mortar, or want to open a pizza place, and you want to go and, open a little restaurant. do it. My wife really wants to have a food truck. I want to work from home. Like, I want to work from home full time, but I wouldn't mind also. And I've kind of joked around about. You guys can hear the little background noise. Just getting out of the truck here to scan my badge and get the gate to start opening up. Needs a little WD-40. Sounds like you guys can hear the squeaking in the background. But it's like I don't want to. It's like recently with dealing with the employment stuff, the bullshit stuff with my boss and whatnot. And of course, like now we get the beeping. Don't worry, it'll stop here in a minute. I'll be setting the brake and pulling off. Thankfully, this is an easy stop. All I'm doing is dropping the rear trailer, dropping the dolly, and then dispatching myself to go to one of the other hubs down here in Huntsville and stuff. Fun times. So one sec here, guys. Hey, there goes the stop. So, but anyway, guys, it's one of those things. We just gotta. It's like what I was talking about with the employment thing, dealing with the crap here at my job. I've looked at the jobs. I'm considering making a switch. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd want to leave FedEx altogether or if I would switch to another contractor. I'm trying to hold in there and see if they get me on a more dedicated, status or whatever, instead of just, hey, tonight we're just like, be on standby, wait until I find out what we're going to do for you. I'm like, all right. Because I hate that, I'm one of those, like, I love to know what I'm doing, not be like Friday night where basically it was like 11 o'clock at night. Oh, they're going to send you to Lebanon. You're going to go do some shuttles at 3 o'clock. You're going to do 3 o'clock. So, it's one of those, but I'll do it because I want the money and I got bills to pay. I'm trying to, I can't keep falling behind and stuff. So, I do what I got to do. But, when it gets late like that, I'm half tempted to be like, nope, sorry, it's too late. I'm already left art. Because it's like, you can't drink within 8 hours when you drive. So, like, if I get told at 10 o'clock at night, hey, we don't have anything for you, and I'm not coming back until like 6 or 7 the next night, then I can throw a couple beers down, and then like the next night I'll be fine, But there's been a couple times when they told me I didn't have anything, or didn't have anything for me, and I went ahead and I said, all right, cool, grabbed a Mike's Hard, even though technically I could have still driven, because it was like half Mike's Hard, wasn't even that much. But I was like, yeah, professional driver, not gonna do it, not gonna drive while I just had something to drink, and they'll be like, oh, I was told to try to wait for us or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, you told me you didn't have anything, so I took that as, all right, I'm off tonight, I guess. So anyway, guys, on that note, I think I'll let you guys go, but I appreciate you guys tuning in with me today. It went a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but, appreciate you being here. If you have any ideas for topics to cover for any Real Talk Tuesdays, feel free to, or any ideas for Storytime Fridays, something like an idea for a story you want me to try to see what I can come up with, go for it. Drop me an email at blogshowpodcast@gmail.com. Again, throwing out these other promotions for you guys. Anybody that wants to check them out, obviously no pressure or anything. You guys check them out. You can, if you don't want to, great. Hey, But bloggershow.com/promotions, guys. The Sophie promotions on there for the way to sign up for a new account and get a little bit of a bonus. And what I mentioned earlier, the one I'm currently working on, that's like $129 to actually join, and then you make $100 commissions for every with every ad, we post each ad or whatever, and anybody that responds to those ads and decides to join the business, you make a $100 commission. So that one is copyandpasteads.com. That's copy and paste, the way it sounds, ads.com/cblodgett. That's CBLODGETT. Feel free to check the video out. The guy that does the video, it's a pretty cool video. He did a pretty good job. But that's basically me moving forward. I'm doing some stuff on the side, in the attempt to figure something out to eventually replace what I'm currently doing. And then I have something else that's I'm working on. That one's more long term though. That's why I said it's gonna be at least 2 or 3 years, because that one right there is gonna take that long to build it to that point. Until that one's passive as well. Like, that one's something that I won't have to refer or sign anybody up, and it's kind of one of those investments where you invest a certain amount and you're making like a certain percentage pretty much every month. And so you build it enough to where that percentage that you're making is livable, where you can live on that stuff. So, but copyandpasteads.com/cblodgett and blodgettshow.com/promotions to see the Sophie links. And of course, I gotta update that copy and paste one. I gotta add that link to the promotions page and stuff. So I'll get that updated as soon as I can. And then from there, that's pretty much all I got for you guys tonight. So I'll let you go with that. So I appreciate you guys being here. Do what you gotta do, and if I can get a story written, then there'll be Storytime Friday. But otherwise, at the very least, while I keep working on getting things back together, I will see you guys again next Tuesday on the next Real Talk Tuesday. And on that note, my name is Chris. I'm your host, and I will talk to you guys next week. Have a good one.